right now, everything is now okay. Thank you so much for joining us. I can see a number of us have already joined in, and we are happy to have you in. Great, guys. So today's journey is all just pegged on the part two. This is a part two of what we did last time, which was basically on developing effective online instruction on Moodle, because apparently Moodle happens to win. Of all the other learning management system, I think Moodle is still is going to be and to remain the winner, because for quite some time people are really working on Moodle. So let us just start shortly. I know I'm seeing people coming in. I know in a minute I think we should be up and running, so that I just continue with the presentation. Once again, kindly make use of the Q&A section. There were teachers whom I had invited. Apparently, they have chosen to follow a public link, yet we had sent to them a private and personal email link. If you use the link that was sent to you via email, you will come straight to the presentation room and you'll be able to present, because we wanted teachers today to present. And I'm seeing so many of you are outside there, over 100, and they are not yet in. And I'm looking at you, and I'm seeing some of you were given a special invite via an email, and apparently you've not utilized it. You decided just to come straight to this other link. And I think that's why I limited the link. I didn't want to share the link with everybody. I just limited the link and gave to very few of you, so that at least you are able to join. But apparently it's like everybody else has used the other public link, which is okay too, as long as you're in. But I would really have wished to have some of you at least being able to get into the presentation room. But I think I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys shortly. Great. Let me add my video and probably we just begin. People are late, but not many, of course. Others are in, and you keep coming in. The others who are logging in and again going out, logging in and getting out, which is also not bad. It's fantastic, because at least we are learning from each other. Again, for those who are coming in for the first time, we are continuing with our series on developing effective online instruction on Moodle. And we chose Moodle because, remember, Moodle is this powerful tool. Moodle has never been that probably troublesome as probably many of the other LMSs have really gotten into us. Again, number two, Moodle has a big community of supporters, of coders, of developers, of teachers, almost probably over 1 million teachers who are supporting in a community. Then Moodle is open source. Anybody can install Moodle at any level. Then Moodle can work for all levels of learning, from kindergarten all the way to the university. So that's why we chose it, because it's a tool that cuts across the whole learning, probably education scenario. So kindly feel welcome, and we are going to support you as we keep on moving together, and let us see what really happens in this particular arena. So today we are going to look at definitely the steps that already teachers have taken so far. First, you can log into Moodle as a student, a teacher, or administrator. These are the three main roles that always confuse guys. So, but majorly, all learners will be able to log in. And again, maybe I forgot, even as a parent, I think I forgot to say you can log into Moodle also as a parent, so that you know sometimes you can also be, you can log in as a parent, a teacher, or administrator, or a student. But these are the common login ways. I want you to get ready, those who are preparing to present, because I'll be calling you shortly. So as a student, what are you able to do in Moodle? You're able to view the courses. You are able probably to also look at the courses, especially the courses you are basically probably now. If I told I can bring you this our school, and if I switch the role, let me just switch my role to a student here, and you can see what a student can do. And then we have probably, I think maybe you can see the manager. Let me just some of the roles that exist in Moodle, which again it's good to look at. First, we have the manager, the course creator, a teacher, non-editing teacher. Non-editing teacher here is a teacher who is going to support just for marking. You know, there are those teachers who particularly participate. They help you to mark probably the grading when students have already submitted work. How do they come in? They are supposed to be able to grade, and I think that one calls upon probably some of the things that we have been doing so far with our online space. And you will realize that maybe you come in as a teacher, because a teacher can now is quite able to. A teacher is capable of adding a course, deleting a course, or creating something. Meanwhile, non-editing teacher, this is a support teacher, like the one who supports you when you are editing courses. This one will come in as a non-editing teacher. Then a student, of course. Then we have a guest. A guest, probably somebody who just want to look around and probably become interested in doing some of the things. Then we have the authenticated user. This, of course, all these people can be authenticated. All these guys. Then, in terms of authenticated users, here we can include the parent. Also, we just give the parent and we connect the parent to the student. Moodle has got that. I think I'll be showing you that very soon. How do we connect the parent? Because some of the learning, especially for the younger kids, require the adult support. We know of kids who cannot, the learners who are probably of younger age, then you don't expect them to log in by themselves. So we need somebody, an adult support, to help them. So a teacher is able to do a lot, but majorly, these are just the common login. But I've said parents can log in. Maybe who else can be able to log in? Probably assistant teacher or call a non-editing teacher. Non-editing teacher, definitely this one supports the learning from the perspective of grading. They are the ones, they can only grade. They cannot create a course. They cannot create learning material. They cannot add activity. They cannot shape how the learning going on. But now they are just accessing that course or that class to be able to mark or help support the teacher by responding to student need in case the students really require something. So I think maybe that is very important. Administrator, of course, does all the administration work. They have access to everything. They're the ones who give roles and all that. Remember, again, in terms of logging into Moodle, if you are not a user who is already in the Moodle, something can be done. You can always give a request. You can enroll yourself, which we want to see how does a student can be able to enroll themselves in a course. So enrolling yourself in a course can be based on maybe a code that the teacher has generated from the course, or probably it is based basically on maybe you've bought, for example, when we are selling courses, we will want students to buy. So once you got in probably your dashboard, you can, whenever you log into Moodle, what greets you is usually a dashboard. So, or a site home. It depends with the configuration. A dashboard, this is particularly a personalized dashboard. And the dashboard always contains the list of courses that you are enrolled in. Okay, you must be able to have a course, probably the course you are enrolled in. So a site home only contains probably a general thing. Let me just show you this so that we move straight. So maybe let me see site page. Do we have a site home here? So a dashboard can be something like this. Let me just show you. Yeah. So this is like my dashboard. So you can see the recent courses that were accessed. If I was learning, I could see my recent courses here. You know, I've had teachers who were telling me I've logged in and I'm not able to do so much. What can I do? So you can always see the courses that you have accessed recently. Then in the next section, you could always see the courses that you are enrolled in or the lessons, the classes you are part of. So you can always see. If you want it in a card format or a list format or a summary format, you can always change all these. The course name and all whatever thing you are. Then of course the upcoming activity will always be there. The navigation will give you opportunity to navigate. If you are an admin, you will get this other block. So these are called blocks. You see, this is navigation block. This is timeline block, recently accessed courses block, and you can always customize this page and remove anything you don't want. You can always customize this page, and you see now they are all. When I click customize, I can remove what I don't want. I can delete this learning path. I can even add another block from this corner. You can see yes. So from the left top corner, you can see someone can add a block. You can add another block. So we have different blocks. There is the navigation block. This one in this color. I think deep blue is the administration block. Then we have site administration. There's course administration and site administration. There are two different levels. Then you can also be able to see how many users are online. You see, there's also that block. If I don't need the block, I just come to the gear. Remember the gear here, and I am able to delete online users block. I don't need it in my dashboard. Remember, dashboard is where you enter. Whenever you arrive at when you log in to Moodle, you land. It's your landing space. But it all depends on the configuration. Sometimes the administrator would wish to send you to probably a site, just a site, not necessarily a landing page, and therefore you will be in need. Probably, how do you maybe change and get to maybe a site? So these are the questions you'll be asking yourself. So in case we are particularly, you can find yourself probably. Let me just get you this very quite quickly. Maybe because I'm bound to do this, because when I gave teachers work to do many, so you can always find yourself landing on a site page like this. Yeah, with a site page, this is, whenever you come to this site, you'll always get this. Remember, this is what we talked about last time. So, and remember the kind of the number of teachers who have really joined us. There are so many, and I don't want to let them down. And the only thing we realize, remember, we are doing this because we realize that teachers have difficulties in using some of these tools, and we don't want to. I didn't want to assume and say yes, we can as well go ahead and probably just continue without really looking at the work that the teachers are able to do. What are they able to do? The skills of manipulating or maneuvering a learning management system. I think maybe that is good introduction. So at least you know, you can always find yourself landing on the list of courses, and particularly you can also enroll to a class or a course. If you look, there are some courses we'll be able to enable them with the time as we move on. I want to be able to enable some, so that when we are able to enable them, what we'll be able to do is to ensure that teachers and students are able to enroll to a course. Particularly the learners, they will be able to enroll for a course, because when they learn, when they enroll, at least I'm very sure that they are going to be able to get this. So kindly continue using the Q&A session, and probably we'll be getting you to the practical session, because I have people who want to talk to us. The next thing we'll be talking about definitely is this part of Okay. Yes, so let me just say, so first we say turn on when you want to create or edit a class as an editing teacher, because most of you right now have been registered, those who have volunteered, who want to teach, who are the people, of course, whom we are targeting to train. They want to create their learnings or classes or lessons online. Now, the first thing is once you logged into a course, you have to turn on the course, and for you to edit, turn editing on, the first step. Then you customize the labels and the pages. Then you add the activity or resources. Sorry for the typo. So remember, there are only 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Somebody says, how do I add a course? My course, because teachers have been calling. I want to add this. How do I go on? The first thing is once you are inside, kindly turn on the editing button. I'll just be showing you that. Then you can customize all the labels in the pages and then add an activity or a resource. That is very, very important for you guys. So maybe let me just take you straight. Some people have really they have volunteered. I want to show you the number of teachers who have really volunteered. They want to work with this journey. So probably if I can give you just IN.Africa like that, the list you can be able to see. So that Edward, are you in the room? Are you inside the room, guys? I can feel you, but of course, let me just leave that one for now. But probably, yeah, maybe I'll be able to show you the forms. We have around 450 teachers who have signed up. They want to create lessons for their kids online on the platform. So it's going to be very heavy. And one thing that we realize that all of you, they are coming from the background of just dumping the content, dumping the content. They don't know it's not about just dumping file, because most of us, they are just used to, because most of the systems that we are already using are all about pushing maybe just dumping, uploading file, upload it to them, give them, make sure learners are getting enough. So it's about file. This is the only resource that you'll find many teachers are using right now when you're using all those online platforms. Nobody is using other resources like labels, pages, book, and stuff like that. Can you be able to give a learner a whole book so that they just peruse through? They can move through from chapter to chapter as they learn with you, as they move through and they learn. So these are the things we're going to look at. And I want you to see something. When you, of course, we said this is a block. This is the dashboard that you come into. So if you want to go to the courses, you can always see the navigation, and you can see the number of courses that either you are enrolled in. For me now, for example, sorry, for the purpose of this presentation, I've been enrolled into all the courses. So meaning I can go to class 6 or class 8 or grade 4. So if I go to a class 5 and then probably get to class or grade 5 science class, then you see, when I click on that, I'm able to come here. Okay. Let me first of all, yes. So this is how it looks like. When I get to class 5, this is how it looks like. I'm not saying all Moodle look like this. It all depends. Remember, Moodle is highly customizable, very, very customizable. And each and every college or each and every institution has a way of making theirs look differently. This one has just been customized to look like this. And you can decide whether to put topics, If you want your learning to go via topics, then the admin can set it up, or it can go via week. So you have week 1, week 2, week 3. You can do like that, or probably you can change all this to become what you want. And you can remember we said this. The step is, once you are inside, what you need to do is to turn on editing. Turning on editing. I think you can see on the right hand at the top. I don't know whether I can bring this a bit closer. Wow. Yes, so you find it's written turn on editing. This is the button. That button is very important. That's for a teacher who wants to create a course. Remember, I'm dealing with a teacher. The focus here is the teacher who wants to create a course. So you turn on editing. Once you click on turn on editing, the button changes to turn off. So that it means once you are done editing, it will be turning off now. So the button changes. Remember, if you want to view your course, how it will look like, you have to turn off editing. Then you are able to see. And what happens when you turn on editing? Let me just zoom back again so that we see what really happens. Let me turn off editing. Then now we say turn on. It's usually at the right hand here. I mean, on this platform. So you can always, I don't know what you have in your school or in your institution, but we are going to help you learn even more or customize yours. So when I click turn on editing, you can see the gear coming in. There are so many things which are coming in. There's a gear here for navigation. There's so many. Then we have the edit buttons. I can see the plus to enable me add either an activity or a resource. So this is what happened. Then we have a pencil icon. I think this one we talked about the other time. So in the pencil icon, what can I be able to do? When I click the pencil, I'm able to change these things so that they don't look not general. I can say science. I can just type science class or grade 5. Then for me to commit the change, here is where teachers have been struggling. You do a mistake of clicking outside, the change will not be kept. Here, for you to change these topical labels, you just need to press enter or return key. If you're using a Mac OS, you need a return key. For a Windows computers or PCs, you need enter. There's a very big key called enter in your keyboard. You press enter and the change will be committed. So you see we have science grade 5. You can also change this other topic. If topic 1 of science is whatever, you can decide. Or if you want to go per week, you'll be talking about week 1. And then you enter again and you see that one will change to week 1. So I hope you're able to see, and that one is going to happen. So this is what teachers were supposed to have done. And I'm happy many teachers have been able, out of the 24 who have already logged in, we can see quite a number have done amazing. And that's the work which we'll be doing shortly. How do we showcase all this wonderful work? So once you are in the course, what can you do? We said you can add an activity or a resource, or you can even change things. Like here, there's an announcement. What can we do with announcement? If you want to announce, if your classes are those that needs an announcement can be an introduction of yourself. Hi, my name is teacher so-and-so. This week, during this session, I'll be your teacher on this particular level, or probably like that. In some other areas, you can even be giving them dates, like our learning maybe begins on probably 4th and ends probably on 12th, maybe of a particular day. So once again, they say escape or enter when finished. So when I click that, so it's an announcement that is there. But we can do so much. Maybe it's an announcement about introduction. I think maybe that is like too long of a sentence. Let me just remove that. Let me just change this one. I think we are just changing the label here, not adding. So if you want to add something, you can either edit it or doing edit setting. When you click edit setting, now you can be able to add whatever general news and announcement. Okay, so here is where we we put this. So I think maybe we can put that. Our learning begins. Let me just say that's like an announcement, just general news and an announcement. So if once you're done, and then you can click. Don't worry about all this. These are the wonderful things, the wonderful nature of Moodle, that it is so smart. Now, even the one we are using now has got artificial intelligence embedded in them. So this one has got AI and machine learning. So even when the learner is doing anything the learner is doing, it is able to look at it and be able to particularly probably work on that, and or maybe track learning and suggest the wonderful maybe suggestion. Sorry for that disruption. So that is the thing. So you see, it's called introduction. We can even say news, so that it is about news here. That is if you want it to happen like that. But if you don't need it, again, remember, you can delete it totally so that it's not there. Because sometimes in our classes, we need announcement. The answer maybe for your class is no. So you delete. When you delete, it's not there. Remember, you can delete. And all this can happen when you are in there, turning, editing on or off. So turn on or off editing. So can you remember that? I think that's okay. Then what can you now add here? In most cases, I would want each teacher coming in, please, at the top here, the best thing we need to do, let us add a forum, a chat forum. I think that is what we are trying to say. Some of the resources or the levels, let me just get to you to some of the learning activities. Now we can put a chat here, or a discussion forum. You know, you can add a lesson, you can add a quiz. These are some of the learning activities. So when you see activity and resource, what they are trying to mean are all this, and you can always explore. I don't want to get you into the PowerPoint all the time. Let us see. Let us click on add activity, and the add activity. Meanwhile, I hope there is no great. Wow, some people are already so high. Okay, well, we have so many people in the team. Great. Perfect. Let me just continue. So we are saying we are adding an activity or a resource, but here we want to add a chat. Remember, there's a chat here. There's a forum and there is a chat. But particularly, we can add a forum because I think it's good to have a forum, and this one can come at the beginning. For example, now the forum is a bit better. Let me use the forum here, and I say introduction. The title of the forum, introduction. The English teacher, Christine, you will just forgive me. I keep forgetting all this. So in the introduction, you can tell guys that it's about introduce yourself. Remember, we are going to work with students from across the country, and in fact, not only the country, across East Africa, because I can see teachers here have come all the way from all the other places. So it is a forum we have created here. So when you click the forum, the students will be able to add themselves and add a new, and probably a topic is like maybe David from Kenya. Then, hi, my name is blah, 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 David, and I am happy to be here because remember, you are already establishing, that is what we talked about, establishing a rapport, and then you click post to forum. So once we click post to forum, that one will go straight and you can see it here. And every other students now, let me try and change this view. Let me change, and I want you also to look at this thing at the corner. Where your profile photo is, you can always click and switch role so that you just have a preview of what the students will be able to see. Just look at what the student will be able to see, and you pick on a role of student. Then once you pick the role of a student, then you see this is how the student will be able to see. If the student goes to the course in grade 5, they'll find this, and then when they click on that, probably you can give something there. You can add some information, and then okay, right. So like that. So they'll find add a new topic. So the student will click a new topic and probably say Christine from Nairobi, and then probably Christine will just say hi. So you see, as students will be coming inside the classroom, we are able to see who and who is in the class, and you can see we have. And you can reply and say, hey, so and so, welcome, and probably do something like that. So you're able to find out what is all this. So that is the use of a forum. As I just said, probably that is the best way to start, because you're building rapport with the learners. And we say the best is you can start with a forum. But if all your learners come from the same school and the same space, definitely you don't need that introduction. But if, for example, now, okay, so probably I will be answering your question shortly, but I think you can be able to see what we're talking about, that all these are possible and they can be done. Let me try and give you, I don't know, probably it's the time now that I can probably show you what teachers have been able to do. So as I said, grade 5, you can go to there, then you can now start adding. Remember, for you to add anything, first, you see now I'm looking at it as a student. But if I was as a teacher, let me return to my role again, back to the same profile, you just change, switch roles. You can go to profile, change your profile, look for grades, these are shortcut back. Switching roles, you can look at your course when you're developing. How does it look? Does it look like maybe the way you want it, or maybe not? So let me get you that. So this is how, and then now I'm a teacher, meaning I have this button of turn editing on. So when I click turn editing on, what activities can I add in week 1? And I always love at the top here, you put in the syllabus so that you put the students ready. Therefore, what do you add? And remember, in this pop-up, you can see add activities. Then somewhere down here, add resources. So you see, resources are things like books, file, folder, or maybe you just have a folder that you have all content. Now the dumpers here, you are safe. You can just bring in a folder and dump in all the past papers that you want in PDF or whatever format you put it inside there. If you want, you can add a folder, or you can add a file. In most cases, I love people saying, let's add a file. And then when you click on adding a file, and again, remember, for the purpose of the database, the name is important. You can say the syllabus. I don't know, Madam Christine, always you need to cover my back here. You don't need to put a description, but you can now add in. We have 2 ways. You can drag and drop files here. Just pick it from the desktop and drop it. Or you can add by clicking that, and then you browse, look for where the file is, and maybe it is this syllabus here, and then you click like that, and you are able and upload. So you see, the file has been uploaded. Now that is the syllabus. And because it is a PDF, it will open in a different save and display, takes us back. So you see, when you go back to the course, now we have the syllabus. Sorry, I put the wrong syllabus. But if we go back to the course, probably in the science, you can see the first thing which has happened. Introduction, we have added a forum, then we have added a syllabus. Let me show you what other teachers have been able to do so far. I wish if the teachers are online, I'll give you 5 minutes maybe 1 or 2 minutes to prepare. Then if you are able to share with us what you have, we will want to give you a time. But apparently most teachers have decided to go and use the, let's see what is in Form 1. For example, let me see what is in Form 1. There's this teacher of Form 1 agriculture. Now look, I think that is what we are looking at. Now let me turn off this so that you see how the course looks like. If I am a student, let me switch the role, and then we get the student, and you see how the course looks like, or the class looks like. Look at that. It begins at the top with the syllabus. Then a small video, just embedded. And you can see it's about all. The video might be choppy because remember, don't expect it. So, and you can mute. You can mute this. You can mute it by the setting so that it doesn't play. You don't need to play. Then look, the next one is topic 1, Introduction to Agriculture. And look at the way the learner is just reading the word agriculture, Latin agar, as an art, as a science. Now you can see crop production activities include. A student is learning. You can cover you're just covering your topic by topic. Then somewhere, maybe another topic is coming, which is farming system. But I think down here, you should now put some knowledge check. A small assignment, just a small one, so that the learners are able to learn with that. But you can see, this is how the learner will look at this particular lesson. So I think even if you're a parent, you will love to see your learners learn. And then they can navigate even from this other side so that they see whether they can go straight to the next topic or the other topic or something like that. Now, this is what happens. So you see, this is a sample course created by an agriculture teacher. Kindly look at it and find out. We can always learn from that. Another teacher who has also done amazingly, and let me see if at all I can see this. This one also was awesome. From 1 Maths. Let us see what. Okay, this one, yes. This one has even used introduce yourself, a forum. And then natural numbers. That's the topic 1. And then place, value, natural numbers. And then there's a knowledge check here. So the learner, I hope I'm still, I thought I'm a student. Let me switch a role to the student and see what can the student do. If I am the student, how would I look at this? This is how I look at the course, and then I'll read about mathematics natural numbers. I look at the natural numbers, and a place value chart is here, whatever, and then I'll do the knowledge check. Then, of course, we have not yet set this, but we are going to set it in such a way that they are not going to be able to see topic 2 unless they complete topic 1. So when they click knowledge check, you see, at knowledge check, the learner is able to do the following. 1, or knowledge check. Give your brief introduction to the above, or given your brief introduction to the above concept of counting, try the following. Yeah, so you can see that. And let me give you a full screen. Go on mute. And I think maybe others are coming on board. Edward, are you there? Who is currently there? You can even unmute yourself and just let us hear you talk. Yeah. Okay, good, no problem. Great. Let us go to another one. Okay, let me get another subject. I think there's another subject here. Geography Form 1. Form 1 seems to have had so many teachers doing amazing. With the Geography Form 1, this one also has a video, and remember the video is mute. The video is mute. It doesn't have any sound. It's about geography. And you can see, is it a video, right? Maybe it's a GIF or it's a video, something like that. And you can see, this one, look at this teacher. It says, even has put introduction to geography and then puts here objective. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to, 1, define terms, geography and environment, identify branches of geography. And again, I want to say, again, let us make it real. You cannot have so many objectives in a lesson you may not be able to achieve. Then you are expected to complete the quiz and the score above 15 marks to pass. Good, look at that. If you have any question you need to be answered, use the question and answer forum provided at the end of this course. Q&A forum, you see, even the teachers provided Q&A forum. Ask the teacher, this space is provided to help you get clarification to any question about the topic that you may have. Now, good, that's how we are now engaging the learner. Look at that. So we are saying, guys, it can be done, and let us do it. That is what one teacher has been able to do, and I think it is awesomely good. You can agree with me. This is the way to go. You see, it begins with geography form 1, topic 1, introduction to geography. Then by the end, you are now teaching and you're giving expectation to the learner. And then you see there's a lesson. He has included an activity here called introduction. Let us go to the lesson and see how does it look like. This lesson. Wow, look at the lesson. Beautiful introduction to geography. This topic, I'll probably, maybe I'll let me sign in as a student, because if I don't look at it as a student, I'll get so many other things that may not be good for viewing. Yes, this is how a student will look at it. Just simple, introduction to geography. This topic will cover the following: definition of geography, blah, 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 blah. And look at the way this teacher has even put link. Look at the way these teachers are doing amazing, guys. So if I click on definitions, I should be able to get to the meaning definition. Geography, blah, 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 branches of areas. You have completed 20% of the lesson. And again, the learning is being tracked. You can see what this teacher have done. Is tracking the learning. I think the teachers who are already becoming very advanced like this is the kind of thing we are talking about. So when the student clicks on branches ahead, and you see, now you are 40% of the lesson, then importance of studying geography. Then you click and you are added to that. Now that is what a lesson is looking like. Now it is a lesson, remember, it's the lesson, the way you teach the lesson. Now the only thing we need to add to this, then between geography and other disciplines. Now, good, look at that wonderful thing here. I mean, the image is a good image. This is called medical geography. Relations, again, another thing. 80% of the learning and the learner completes up to 100%. Now the question is, okay, good. Now you need to have a link here, teacher, who takes us back. You see, now when the learner finishes the lesson, there is this other link, introduction to knowledge check. How I wish you also put this link somewhere here so that the learner just say, now it's time to check your knowledge. Can you try your knowledge now? And now the learner is able to check the knowledge. But so far, that link is there. And now attempt a quiz now. And the learner gets the quiz. Start, attempt, yes. And the learner can be given as many, the quiz is timed, it's 30 minutes. The quiz is not always, it's a quiz. Let me just say, which of the following is not an area under practical geography? Photograph, map work, which is not an area? Probably none of the above. I check. I go to the next question. Oh, correct. It was question mark 2 of 2. Okay, it was only one question. But you can see there are several questions. Maybe questions are in there because there are 12 questions. Remember, you can see there are 12 questions, question 1, 2, all the way up to question 12. If the learner is supposed to do this, guys, what now learning is taking place, guys. No more dumping of content. We are not going to dump content anymore. We want to teach. We don't want to dump content to the learners. How do we teach? This is now teaching. You can see we have just been in the lesson, in the geography form 1 lesson. And I think I loved that. The lesson, we see it's a lesson, then the knowledge check, and then the Q&A for the student to write some question. Hey, I have a help, kindly support us here and there. Great. I want to take a little break before we go back to another showcase because teachers are not coming. I think next time, I'll do maybe a 30 minutes session before the main session so that I help some of you who are stuck, because I'm seeing messages and others are even calling that I'm stuck outside, I cannot be able to do this. It's okay, we will be able to help you. I think I'll help. It's all about technology. Which other thing was also here? I think we have been able to see 2. I don't know whether there's something in grade 6. Is there anything in grade 6? Anybody who has done grade 6 science? Oh, yes, a teacher had done something good. I can see. Because she didn't do topic 1, and then she did not do topic 2. This teacher is wonderful. This is from all the way from Mombasa. Yeah, this is amazing. Look at that. Topic unit, water, topic waterborne diseases. Objective. Again, you can see, identify the 3 or learning outcomes. I think now we are talking about grade. I want to encourage all teachers teaching in the primary level to start just getting used to these words of the CBC, because the future is competence-based. Even if it's not CBC, but ensure your teaching is more competency. Just put it inside you, because competency-based approach of teaching is the best approach that can ever happen, because you are focusing on the competencies. Let us try it. In schools that we have managed to support, we've encouraged teachers in the upper class to start using the competency-based approach of teaching. Even class 8, they require to be taught in a competency. Instead of talking about objective, let us start talking about learning outcome. It's not a mistake, you've done it well. And then the learning outcomes are a few. Identify 3 types of waterborne disease. State the cause, signs and symptoms. This is too heavy, but it's okay because as a teacher, you are able to get this. And then look at the key inquiry question. This is the question that guides you through. But the best of the key inquiry question, we want to see how do you bring now the competency-based. So probably this, you can put it in a chat forum so that the learner is able to pick from here. And then before the next lesson continues, they must fill up the chat. Probably if at all you are the teacher, you can find out where we can link. They can only fill in the chat once they've written something. What are waterborne diseases? And again, key inquiry question, remember, it's not something you have not taught them. So when you're giving them such a question like this one is a question which should be given at the end of the lesson, not the inquiry question. At the beginning of the lesson, you have not taught them about waterborne diseases, and therefore you should not ask them about waterborne diseases. You better reframe this question to be like something like probably what happens when somebody drinks or baths in dirty waters? Do you know what can happen to somebody if you are to drink or you're just inquiring so that they start thinking dirty water, dirty water. Because remember, it's about you want to keep learners thinking. But when you say waterborne diseases, they are bound to start going online. Maybe if it's now here, definitely I'll go online to Google and get the question and add waterborne disease. I get the definition and put for you as a teacher. But remember, we don't want them to go online. We are helping them to learn. So the key inquiry question should be a guiding question that is able to help learners to learn. So I think that one is something you need to work on, but it's okay. This is just amazing. You see, now the next topic will be solar and weather solar system. We have around over 150 teachers from primary. So you can always come in, guys, and help support the teachers here. That is about that. I think let us go to the revision section and you see what teachers have done. Probably let me just take like 1 minute to go through the questions, then we can let me just go through the questions, guys. Some of the questions you people have seen, and I want us to go through them, then we can go to the next session together. I like publishing. Anita says, I'm following. That's good, Anita, welcome. Omweri, you cannot enroll yourself let me just put this a bit big because it's not coming out very clear. I'm going to read the questions, guys, and I think maybe I don't know whether you need to get this. Let me get something here to be able to work on together, like a board, so that we are able to work on it in the question space. All right, great. So maybe let me go to the chart. So let me get a board and see what we can be able to do with the whiteboard. Yeah, maybe the board is not coming, but I'll get this other whiteboard here so that we share, so that you see some of the questions that are coming through. I'll be putting them on the whiteboard so that we are able to see and possibly work with it together. So in the Q&A section, Anita says I'm following, and then probably Omweri says something. Let me see if at all I can be able to get it typed here. Actually, can I put text? Right. So this is another question from Omweri. You can not enroll. Let me just, can I put it a bit bigger? Right, let me just put it to look like that. Right, no problem. I think, or maybe, yeah. I hope it is going to be a bit zoomed. Okay, then, so that's from where it says you cannot enroll yourself in this course, even after switching roles. What could be the problem? The idea is it is not enabled. That's a feature that's enabled at the admin. So it's the administration level to join, to make you join. So that's why we were saying the other time that you need to give us, when you are filling that form, you better give us the subject of preference, and then we will enroll you. But we would want to get the students enroll later, as probably a student will be able to enroll again. That's what we are thinking. That's for the students. It's there for the students that we want them to enroll. The same question again from who? From Omweri. It says you cannot enroll in this course. What is the solution to this? It pops up whenever I'm joining. So I think maybe that one you can see there. Another question which is coming in, is how are assignment submitted? If you have joined in as a learner, let me just put, this is from Christine. Christine says, and we want to put it there. Let me make it a bit big so that we see it, and let me put it like this. So how are assignment submitted? You can see Christine saying how are assignments submitted. I don't know whether you want to submit an assignment and yet you're not yet a student. We've not yet enabled, it's all about you trying. Once you create an assignment, you'll get a submit button for you to submit. We'll be teaching you even how to grade some of these things. The next question which I'm having here again is, let me make it a bit big. From Christine, that is okay. Somebody says Maxwell. Okay. Maxwell, I keep looking for you to be able to join. So let me just put this here. Let me put that one sideways and bring this one here, because now for Christine, you're done. So let me get another question here. David, I have joined using the link on the email, but since it's the same link with the other attendants, kindly assist. Okay, I think maybe I'll want to assist you because I'm not very sure. Beacons on board, Margaret Kangai, welcome. Margaret says beacons on board. I want to assist Maxwell. I think we need to do this before the session, Maxwell, so that we need to find out what can be able to, we can do in a better way. So there are teachers beacons who are also on board, and let us welcome them. Thanks for the correction, Maureen Monziga. Thank you, Maureen. You know, the first time it was just you were trying to do something. Then later would break them down to topics. I'm from Aga Khan School. Yeah. Maureen, we were not really, I think it was not about correcting your work. I think I was just trying to give ideas, because personally I can't tell you I even know what you're talking about. I don't know so much about that topics and all that, but I was just probably giving ideas. Definitely, Maureen, we are going to work more. You're going to help us big in this area. I think there was nothing even to correct. Everything there was amazing. So my objectives are based on the topic, then later we break them down to topics. I am from Aga Khan, Nairobi. Good, yes, so that is the teacher. It's from Aga Khan, Nairobi. That's good, it's Maureen Manzige, not Mombasa as I had mentioned. Sorry, thank you very much for the correction. Okay, good, I think maybe we've done great. So I want to show you the last bit so that we get questions again. Who else? Rains are giving us problem. That's Omweri from Kisumu is saying rains are giving a very nice one here we are having. I think maybe we can always share this together because we are always together in this. So let me just put it here and put it a bit bigger so that people, this is surely teaching redefined. Yes, teaching is being redefined here, guys. So I think maybe we can always, let me just reduce this because we don't need it again. I put it aside and bring this one to be so big because everybody wants to see this. So I think we've done enough for that. I'm here, Beacon from Nairobi. Hello, I submitted my details, David, including subject of choices. Does that mean I can't prepare content? You know, you can prepare. Maybe we just check. Omweri will be checking, and shortly I'll be sharing with you all this. Just WhatsApp me, and then I'll be sharing with you all these things in a short while. very, very important. You are free to write me an email like at muya@ian.africa. I think that's a shorter one. And then you will be able to get, let me just reduce this so that I don't need that. And I think, guys, as we are talking, you can see the power of whiteboard is what I'm using to do all this amazing. This is what I'm doing in the whiteboard. So you can, I think I need to change the text. It looks funny, but there's muya@ian.africa. So you can always use that to reach out, and I think that is good enough. Okay, good. And you can see amazing work of technology, guys. And beacons who are on board, feel welcome. Now let me go take you to the revision part. Then we want to showcase some of the imaginations. Boy, a colleague has just joined. He says there's been a blackout. Let me just share with you this so that at least we are able to get together. We don't need to leave them. But again, as usual, we say we will be able to. Let me just give you so that we read this. Let me just put it a bit, write it down somewhere here and make it a bit big and probably straight. So, colleague is saying, hello, just joined in late. We've been having blackout, okay? So this message was broadcasted. Hello, just joined. We have been having blackout. Hope I have not lost much. No, you've not lost much, my brother. It is good you're here because we are all going to even get this recorded and we are going to get you. Okay, thank you. Probably in terms of including resource, I think, where was the subject? Let me just give you again. Maybe we left it, but I think this was the link. Let me just put the link somewhere. Okay, I'll put the link on the Q&A section so that at least we just click on it for those who have not managed to join, because there are those people who have not been able to join. So let me just put the link here. It's a long link, so you only need to click it. I've not shortened it, so that is for joining. If you want to get access to the Moodle so that you start developing a course, we want to learn together through those courses. Today, we just wanted to be that. Sorry, joined a bit late. Beacons, tuko ndani. Karibu sana. Ahmed said mine took time to load. I think maybe we'll just find out the reason. But all in all, being the first time, you can always experience some hitches here and there. But we'll help you work on all this. So you see, now that is what the teachers have been able to do. I want us to get to look at this as another showcase. Is what about if you want to do revision question? You know, revision papers is somehow different from lessons, because lessons you're going to go step by step the way we are doing. But for revision papers, somehow you have two options or three or four. One is probably having the learners do the papers. I don't know whether, let me see what is here. Okay, this is like for, you see now in geography, paper 1. This is KCSE preparation. And we are thinking of going this way also because we have Form 4s. By the way, we have how many Form 1s who had volunteered? Over 70 Form 1s had volunteered they want to learn within this platform. So we'll be linking them very soon. As soon as at least some subject is ready, we'll link them. Form 4s, I know right now they're also panicking, they want to learn. Class 8, they also want to learn. So we are going to give more priority to this this part. If there's a teacher who can develop revision material and put them online, then we will be able to help. But the kind of revision I want us to look at is, look at this geography paper 1. The way, I'm not saying this is the right one, the right way, but I'm imagining Form 4s who, you see, the reason why we give them a lot of work is so that they get as much as exposed as possible. the much exposure they need. So that's why we give them a lot of work sometimes if we understand. But look at this. This is now the work that we teachers prepared for the Form 4s, Geography Paper 1. And then, because we want them to have as many of these papers as possible, maybe even 100 papers. But now, for the sake of revision, remember for revision, it's not exams. They're not going to do exams, they're just going to revise. So it's a Q&A method where you put the question, so like you see, differentiate between rotation and revolution of the Earth. So students is just to click show and hide answer. So when they click show answer, it shows rotation of the Earth, the movement, so that they don't, that at least it gives them time to also remember, what is this? They try answering in their mind, remember as part of it. But when they look at the answer now, okay, yeah. If they want to look at it, it's now, remember it's division. Describe how rotation of the Earth causes the day and night. You see, the description is there. Then a student from Barcowino was traveling home. On the way, students spotted the instrument below. Now look at the instrument. Yeah, you see there's an image there of that instrument. Now identify the instrument shown above. So windsock. Then give the precise use of the instrument. The student is capable of thinking, talking, and I want you to give ideas because these are creativity of teachers. Teachers are now starting. Let us just do something, a revision for these learners like this. Probably it is in that. I think the same kind of approach is seen where they're even told, I think, is there anything, I was seeing something here amazing, like with the aid of a well-labeled diagram, describe how a bay is formed. And then the answers are also labeled. So stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Are you getting? So you see, the students are able to see this, all in a revision format. So you can see what the kind of work that teachers are preparing for the learners. And I can assure you, if learners really go through this, learning will take place. Number 2, I think we are going places. Guys, join us and let us do this together. Study the map of Africa below, showing the distribution of soil, and you can see the map. Name the soil found in the areas A, B, and C. I can't even say, tundra, desert, and land soil. So the geography teachers kindly join us and creating more of this, or give us a lot of feedback. But this is the kind of content we want for the learners. That's geography. Which other, maybe there is also another KCPE or KCSE that is for geography. Again, paper 2 is the same. You can always get paper 2 so that we get it. Maybe, let us see, what is in physics? Could there be anything in physics? Yes. Physics, the teacher just put it all here. So you can see, again, the same approach in physics too. Explain your answer and the students can be able to say. We are still working on, the calculation is coming on, and the mathematics bit, yes, is awesome. It's there. Great. I think that is, something is starting to take shape, guys. Things are starting to take shape. We want you to be part of this wonderful initiative so that at least we move ahead. What happens in the case of English? Do you have anything? No, I think the teachers of English hawajaweka kitu hapo. What happens in the CRE section? I saw some CRE teachers have already started populating their CRE content, probably KCC division papers. CRE has done even up to test paper 3, and you can see the same approach, I guess. The same approach is just outline second creation account in Genesis like that. And in CRE it's even too much, but then the students can be able to do. If students are to do all these test papers, guys, because again, we don't want, and because these are long answers, and we don't want to choke the system. And then if we put the AI to start marking this, there's a possibility that an AI tool will say it is wrong just because the student has typed wrongly. Remember, when you're dealing with, unless they are short answers, which have definite answers, but when there are long answers that have quite a number of options, then you try as much as possible to limit. But I think we are soon going to fit in the AI so that we have all this done in a very nice way. Explain how corruption affects society adversely in Kenya today, and you can see, yeah. So once a student gets here to start learning, I think you will not remove them from the class. You will be in trouble, especially the Form 4 teachers, the Form 4 learners. So we are preparing. By the time they are ready for the exams, I think the whole place will be populated. We want to see to it that probably each and every revision area has got test papers of more than probably more than maybe even 10 or maybe 30 or something like that. All of them well done. I don't know whether that is good. I don't know what is in KCPE or there's math. What is in math? Okay. Oh, there's something math test paper. Now for the KCPE, for the class 8, where the whole thing is multi-choice. Now them they will be doing. Then for them they will do, because you know with multi-choice multi-choice questions, it's very easy because they will be picky and you can see there's something need to be done here a little bit so that we have this question. Find the value of this. I think just a little bit of typo. Max sometimes get a lot of problems in rendering, but we are going to work on it so that it renders so well like this. It's very easy to code this. We're going to do now, we're going to give the orders. The images may be missing, but you see, at the end of the day, we want a situation where we are giving a whole 50 questions. We want to mimic the whole thing. Rather, there's also another approach of having the question, one question move out at a time, one question at a time. And then the only good thing about this, again, is we can give them all the 50 questions the way it is, and then shuffle. We keep shuffling the answers so that in case it's an exam, the students will be able to do the exam very comfortably. One, I'm saying in this particular kind of platform, we can do real exam, and students can log in and start doing exam. And when they're doing exams, one thing that's so good, the question will be randomized so that you can have question 50 while the other person has question 1 coming. And then even besides randomizing the questions, then the question choices are also randomized. So there's no copying. And you know, if all 50 students, and then timing is another thing, you put a time factor. So if a student is able to call another person and say, hi, what is question 1? Can you give me the answer for question 1? And they can imagine one question coming, it's a different question, which is in question 1 for me, and a different question for another student. Copying and cheating is limited. And then time is also running out. You don't have time to call at the same time. I think this is a very good platform also for having. So we are going to have real mock exam on this platform. And students are going to log in and start doing exam. And by the time they submit, the marking will be ready, and they'll be having their question, their answers ready, and their marks, the grades ready. So if a learner can do up to even so many of these test papers, I believe it is going to be a good revision for our learners. So kindly, guys, we have all those two options. One is about about revision, and also another one is, of course, about as you can see, another one is basically about giving them maybe assignment and things like that. Same to English. When you come to English papers, this is KCSE. We don't have that. So another thing, and maybe the last part before we do a recap is we want to see. Okay, let me see what is in the next page. Probably it's only one. English. What is in the English section? Oh, a mixture. So let us see how an essay can be done So you can see for an, oh, it's now a quiz. So this, okay, this is what I was talking about, that it will be in terms of a quiz or an exam, so that the learner is able to do it, and you can see, okay, so I think maybe there's a problem. So they say the quiz cannot start an attempt at this quiz. It's set to be graded out of 10, but none of the questions in the quiz have a grade. This can be fixed at edit quiz. Oh, I think maybe because I'm getting in as a different person. Let me see what is in Kiswahili. Okay, yeah, you can see the same thing here we're talking about. Jaribio la kwanza, and you can see Kiswahili ni lugha dash, and students are able to do this exam. At the end, they're able to submit and they get the answers straight away. Great, guys, I think we talked, and let us go to post-secondary. What is in the post-secondary? Look at the certification. I think in the certification, we are having an introduction to tape measure, and here a teacher is going to, I think in the next time, this again, the work in progress, we're going to have an interactive video where you watch a video, in each and every stage, the video stops, ask you a question, you answer to continue. You can't just watch all through. So we don't want learners who will be watching videos as consumers, but we want them to keep on watching and interacting with videos. So we are going to create interactive videos, interactive PowerPoint. So it's not just a matter of just looking and perusing through the PowerPoint, but we want to have this done. And I think at the higher level, it is very important because they are working. And I think I had a colleague who has developed some course at this particular level. Let me just look at it again. There are so many teachers who are doing something. Guys, we are here and we are going to, Dr. Eric is here. These are the teachers here. Diploma courses we have, Aaron and all this, we can all be able to see them. So you'll see the certificate or post, they're all post. They're not really, we have put all of them together. Anybody doing degree, diploma courses, these are the teachers whom we have in the system. So we are going to add the teachers as we continue. And these teachers are all going to be able to create these courses for us. I don't know what is, I think there was some course, I should not miss out the course. Is it the bachelor course or was it the diploma course? No, let me just get to the last one, guys. Probably because of time, let me look at the diploma. I think there was a course created. I don't remember. There was a course created, I can't remember, but there was already a course that we can be able to find. Is it at the degree level or was it the university, the diploma, bachelor? No course. Oh, no course. Yeah, but we can be able to get more. So no problem. We'll be able to get all this, and we are going to add as many courses. These teachers who are there, they're going to add as many courses as they would wish to have. Guys, I think maybe we've done quite a lot. I've been able to share with you some of the courses which were created by teachers. I don't know if at all you can share with me, can Q&A section there, tell me if your course is ready so that I can be able to show it also out so that we see. I think, Christine, you're working on English. Was it English in the secondary? And what form was it? Is it Form 1 or Form 2 or Form 3? Probably, let me just get this. Form 1, we have English lessons Form 1. Apparently, let me see the English lessons in Form 1. And here are English grammar, types of adverbs. Yeah, somebody has put types of adverbs. What did you add here? I think this is the work of Christine now. We can always be able to see who is who. Christine, let us look at what Christine has done. Yeah, beautiful. Look at the wonderful work. What was it? Was it you were putting a grade and stuff like that? No problem. Because it's a teacher, so I'm getting the grading. Good. Yeah. So amazing. So teachers are doing. So just the same way you want to teach using technology, now is the time to teach using technology. And the teaching technology, the kind of teaching technology that we propose at this particular level, kindly add everything. Put a video. We want to see a video. You want to see now those wonderful things you've been creating. A poster, an image, an animation. Bring them. Even interactivity, a VR, virtual reality thing. Let people want to see 3D stuff moving. You want to see all these things. Remember, I said you can do it and we can do it together. Because now learning experience should be different. It's not now from the classroom. We are now moving from the classroom. You want to see, can the students start watching video? How do we engage the learner? Remember, the whole thing is how can we engage our learner? If we don't engage the learners, we lose them. And there's nothing new in the internet. So try not to probably give them that is what is so obvious, but let us help them to learn. For example, can use videos to ask questions. Watch this video, then answer the following questions. It's no longer again read this passage, but watch this video. Instead of a passage, give them a speech. Listen to this speech. Give them audio, record your audio. And remember this one thing again I want to say. Once you come here at the course level, at the beginning, there is that launch video that I want us to try using. Let me see, let me go to Form 2 and probably pick a course like probably, even if it is a Kiswahili lesson, Form 2. And here in Kiswahili lesson, there's nothing. So when I turn on editing, I want you to see the amazing tools that are there in this particular part. When I click on add, I can add a label, and let me just put something like maybe a label, because a label will always be seen. The others will be linked, but a label will appear. It will appear on top here. So in the label, imagine I can even add a video, and I can record an audio, and I say start recording, and allow, because you have to allow the microphone to pick, and like mjambo wanafunzi, katika somo hili tutakuwa tukirudia kila Jumapili, tutakuwa tukikutana kwa kipindi cha kukutana uso kwa uso ili tujifunze mengi. Asante sana. And then just record that, and you can imagine it's already there. Okay. Maybe you cannot be able to get the audio, but it is something you can even attach the recording, and then once you attach the recording, it is there. And then you can tell the students, listen to the following audio, and then answer the following question. So you have everything which you never had. You can add audio, add a video, even record your own video as you're speaking. You see, I can record, I can allow, and then now, or it's because I'm sharing. So the webcam is being used by another thing. But all in all, you will be able to find a video. If I was not using the webcam, for example, if I stop using the webcam, let me just, yes, so that I now record from here. I guess if I now click record, it will come, and I'm able to probably record. And you see everything will be okay. Stop recording, okay? And the video will be there for me to use, okay? Right, so you see, everything you can be able to do from here. And usually the best thing is to grab that first video. Okay, I want to stop probably so that we say we are done. Time is up on our side and we are happy. I'm actually very happy that we have started doing something. It's very, very important we learn. So today we've learned a lot, guys, about developing, and we are talking about how can you log in and then enrolling yourself, because the idea of enrolling yourself, we're going to enable that so that we have students enroll themselves. And then of course, we have, what do you do when you get into Moodle? The idea is, as a teacher, kindly creating and editing a course requires that you turn on the editing button, You can customize the label and then you add an activity or a resource. Only that. So don't really kill yourself. Then the resources can be in form of labels, files, books, or pages. And you can link them the way you've seen teachers have been able to do. And then learning activities can be in form of lessons, quizzes, or discussion. So I think in our next time, we are going to pick one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. And then we see all teachers trying to use them effectively and nicely. Thank you so much, guys. I will leave the channel open for even 20 minutes. You can keep asking questions, I'll be here. If you want to leave, guys, leave at your own time. It is okay. I'm so happy we've done a lot together and we are able to get this. Some of the quizzes that are coming in, learning using tools is so interesting. The limiting factor is the numbers. How can we bring on board large numbers, especially for the rural school? Nobody is limiting this. This is an open one, guys. This is a very open space. The one we have started is an open space. Bring as many as possible. Already we have seen around 450 teachers expressing interest of joining. And of course, we are going to have many students coming on board, because as soon as we have content and well-designed content, nobody will run away. Our biggest challenge had been, how do we have content? Because the moment I welcomed the teachers in Google Classroom, I saw people doing different things and they were not able to do it right. Even here, that's why we said we needed to train. Training is very important. That's why what we are doing now is very important. Let us keep seeing the showcasing. Let us keep making ours better and better. Let us see less of text and more resources. Let us see other videos. Let us see math. Let us see drawing tools. Let us see students being engaged in very many ways. We want to raise the standard and push the learning, those resources to the next amazing level. That is what we want to do in this particular scene. So don't worry, we're going to push them. We want to have a different learning management system. We want to have a different resource, one of its kind, that can only be maybe compared to the smart school that the government is going to come up with. And I know, okay, now Maxwell says, one of the main challenges of an online school or portal is the space resource, or rather hosting the school on the cloud or local server. How do we plan to have as many resources uploaded, especially videos, which utilize a lot of space on the school portal? Maxwell, we don't recommend uploading videos on the portal. Try to run away from that aspect of uploading videos on the LMS. That's why we learned and we said, let us create. You remember when we talk about blending, the lesson on blending videos, blending teaching with videos, we said, try using the video platforms which are available. We have Stream. We have a platform which does not even delete videos, like Vimeo. We have YouTube. Why don't you put all the videos in YouTube and then just bring in the link? All these videos we have seen in this particular space, they are not hosted in this. This thing is only this recording which is hosted here. But any other thing you have seen around, like for example, if we went to, let me leave this space. If we went to this other, I think you remember the geography lesson from 1. I remember the geography lesson from 1. If you can remember the geography lesson, the video which was there is not hosted in this particular platform. Kindly utilize the link. Ensure you link the video. Don't, you see, this one is just linked. You don't need, the space here is very, very important, and therefore you don't need to upload videos to the same space. The best thing you can do is to link them. Just put them in YouTube, create a channel in YouTube, and then after creating a channel in YouTube, bring a link. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. And I think many people are still online, but it's okay. I thank you guys for attending this. So ensure you just create a link and bring the videos. Avoid putting a lot of content in the platform. Try as much as possible to just link your content. If there's a site with a lot of heavy things, just put it there. If you have a file you want to link, put it on the drive, Google Drive or another drive, and just give a link, and learners will be able to share. The good thing with the learning management platform is the video is watched within the learning. They are not going to go to the YouTube channel. So they are again very safe from the adverts. And the videos, when they come, they don't have ads. Remember, they don't have adverts. These videos do not have adverts when they are being watched from the learning management system, because there are policies and there's that ability. Yeah, so you don't need to struggle with space. Use other cloud free tools which are available, like YouTube. Upload all the videos in the YouTube. Create a channel and make the channel private. Then now just give the link to your learning management system, and it will be, the learning will not be so heavy. So that issue of space will be worked on so perfectly. Thank you guys, and thank you so much. I think we are getting somewhere. And as we are moving, guys, let us create lessons for the learners to learn. Let us create awesome things. You have seen the showcase that we have had today from the geography teacher here, and it was awesome. We were able to get to the lesson, geography lesson, then the introduction to the lesson, knowledge check, and getting engaged in the forum. So now the only thing we want to do more is just to have those linkages so that the learner is able to come back, go forward. It's just learning. By the time they finish this lesson, learning has taken place. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm so happy we are making a big, big way. Join us and let us do it.